There's a range of arguments as to why tariffs have been the response. Some of those is around this idea of protecting existing industries, right? So this is an attempt to dampen the competitive threat from a pricing point of view of low-cost imports. Other arguments go to that they create the room for the development of domestic industries, and thereby help bring the jobs back, right, quote unquote. The evidence so far would suggest that the tariffs have not brought the jobs back. They haven't worked in the intended economic sense. They have delivered a political dividend for initially Trump, and whether they deliver a political dividend to the Democrats coming into the election in a month's time or so, well, again, time will see, time will tell. But the evidence so far is that the tariffs that were introduced in 2018 simply did not bring the jobs back to the heartland at all. At best, the effects were relatively neutral economy-wide. At worst, the estimates are that it actually increased costs and hampered a lot of other businesses that depended upon low-cost inputs. So, you know, as I said earlier, I think that the response has largely been the result of a misdiagnosis. The problem isn't trade per se. Trade is a symptom of something else. So putting band-aids over trade doesn't necessarily help you address the fundamental issues around industrial ecosystems and the capacity to deliver globally cost competitive manufactured outputs in a way that also employs a lot of people. So you've got to remember that even though hollowing out of manufacturing has been a critical concern for close to 50 years, in dollar terms, the manufactured outputs has actually continued to grow. It's just that manufacturing contributes, firstly, a smaller percentage of the total GDP. So it's less important in terms of the overall accounting value of the American national economy. And of course, it employs as a sector in absolute terms a lot less people than it ever did. So output has continued to grow, but other sectors have grown a lot faster, and employment has, of course, been stripped out of this sector, going way back to the 1970s.